Giving all glory and honor and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the elder apostles and all the leaders, teachers, and bishops, prophets of great millstones. Shalom and salutations to the hopeful elect, beginning with 144,000, and the rest of the men, women, and children, and brother Magun Shalamar. This quick video, the title is going to be Trump should have thought twice before he struck Iran. So this is a quick video. Fair use, fair use. America's starting to regret what Nero just done because, you know, they just shaking or mess with a hornet's nest. Fair use.
From your breaking news and weather authority, this is 13 WAM News Midday.
New this midday, Iran is expanding its targets in a spiraling war hitting the U.S. Embassy in Saudi Arabia today as Washington begins to pull many staff out of the Middle East. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Joseph. The president facing questions just moments ago about why the U.S. decided to strike Iran, and the war is now escalating across the region. Iran is targeting U.S. bases and embassies in its retaliatory efforts, and Trump administration officials say more American forces will be heading to the region, warning the hardest hits are yet to come. ABC's Christian Cordero reports.
Today, smoke rises above several cities in the Middle East as the U.S. and Israel continue their offense against Iran's regime and its proxies. The American death toll is rising. The Pentagon says 6 U.S. service members have so far been killed in Iran's retaliation. Administration officials have repeatedly warned more American lives may be lost. The Trump administration has offered mixed messaging in the 4 days since the war started. First, saying there was an imminent threat against the U.S. Then last night, Secretary of State Marco Rubio suggested it was Israel who perceived the threat from Iran and decided to strike its regime with or without the U.S.
We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties.
Democrats and several prominent Republicans aren't convinced.
It's pretty clear that we're not going to gain any more. How do we know that? Because no one has explained what we're there to gain.
The scale of the strikes has led to chaos for civilians across the region. This commercial airplane is seen taking off from Beirut, disappearing into the smoke as it billows over the city's skyline. The passengers on board are among the relative few who can get out. Shekinah Lee from Chicago is stuck in Dubai. She was on vacation when the strike began.
So being here in the Middle East, miles and miles away from my home, I'm just overwhelmed. I'm anxious, I'm scared, and I'm desperate to get home.
The State Department has urged Americans in the Middle East to get out now. But given the airspace is closed over several countries, the reality is there are very few options. U.S. Ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, pointed to one of the options, a bus that goes from Israel to Egypt, and then catching flights from there. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
The U.S. is urging Americans to leave more than a dozen Middle Eastern countries amid the conflict with Iran. It's also mandating the departure of some non-emergency government personnel. They include those in Jordan, Bahrain, Iraq, Qatar, and Kuwait. The State Department says citizens struggling to leave can call for help. Officials say the U.S. embassies in Saudi Arabia and Kuwait have sustained hits during the fighting. They remain closed.
In other words, America's telling them, get your ass out best way you can. Bring your ass home best way you can. Find your own way. But don't look over here for help because we can't help you. That's, in other words, that's what he's saying. They want you to catch a bus and go through, you know, deserts to get to Egypt in order to try to catch a flight. So, yeah, you on your own pretty much. You want to go over to Dubai. You want to go to all those places and flaunt big money. Now, let's pay about $1 million. I'm sure you're going to find a pilot, what they call a bush pilot, to take the chances and come, you know, and scoop you up and carry you back to somewhere, probably at least to Europe, somewhere safe. And then you can get a plane home from there. This is Ezekiel chapter 47, verse 11. 1 second. Let's go to Isaiah. Salakia. This is Isaiah chapter 47, and we're going to begin in verse 7. And it says, "And thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it." So yeah, America, known to be that whore, that whore that rides the back of the beast, is so-called America, Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon. She want to claim that. She want to claim that liberty here in America. Well, then you should have thought about your latter end. If you want to call yourself that beautiful woman that's scarlet and red, wears the purple scarlet, then you should have thought of your latter end. You should have read Revelation. Should have listened to the prophets of great millstones on the highway and byway, giving warning to Babylon the Great before you started the beginning of this war. And we know that this has nothing to do with Nero. We know actually this is the prophecies that's taking place, that man thoughts is of the Lord, is from the Lord. So we know that it's Yahweh who is in control of these kings on this earth, and is in control of Nero, pushing forth this battle. Verse 8 says, "Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me." Because according to 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, that's what this devil called himself, I am. He brags about that, how he's the powerful nation on this earth. And this is what he's saying to himself. It says, in thine heart, I am. So he's saying that to himself. Matter of fact, he actually knows that he is, to himself, that he is, I am, and none else beside him. "I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children," meaning that they never lost a war, and they don't plan on never losing. They always plan on staying on top. And this is the mindset of Esau Edom. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, and one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. All the technology they have out here that can destroy buildings and mosques and cars from a remote control, from a person who's sitting in their living room. They can see inside of a building and through the window from outer space, satellites. So they have all of these sorceries and all the enchantments, all these technology they have to do great things on this earth. And that's why they boasting on that part that's going to fight against Yahweh Shai when he returns, and also against Yahweh Shai's holy angels. That's what he got all these enchantments for. That's why he got all his military might and space army, thinking that they're going to actually fight and win against Yahweh Shai and his holy angels. It says, "For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it ariseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, and thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know." And that's the time where that MOTB comes out. Once they go ahead and push that agenda and come out with the MOTB, which we know that to be the RFID chip. And once that takes place, all hell is going to break loose on earth. Literally, America is going to burn within 1 hour. In 1 hour, that's what dispatch is telling you. It's going to take, and it won't even take long. It's only going to take 1 hour that Yahweh Shah is going to destroy Babylon the Great. So, yeah, they needed to remember the latter end of it. So with that, pray you was edified, call Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakah, Shalom.